Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Vanessa and today I will be completing a pair of shorts for my AP Fashion portfolio. I hope you enjoy! So as you can see, I'm basically halfway done with the shorts. I've been working on these for the past couple weeks in my AP Fashion class, so I didn't really have the opportunity to show you or record or anything because I have the Yonder pouch at school and I don't have access to my phone. So I'll just explain what I did up until now. Basically, I found a YouTube video and I followed that to make the pattern for these shorts. I'll link it down in the description if I find it. And I traced the pattern onto my shorts, the short fabric, which is this like blue stretchy fabric as you can tell. And then instead of just sewing it, instead of serging it and then sewing it, I basically just used the serger to sew all my pieces together, so I'm getting the clean look while also sewing it together. That made that was something I actually tried for the first time, and it made such a quick process for me because then I didn't have to do two different steps. It was just a two in one, which was honestly great. I would love to keep trying that method because it's really good if you're short on time and you just want to do something real quick. So that's what I did to sew it together. And then when I tried it on, unfortunately, I missed a crucial step, which was I was supposed to make my measurements like 1 to 1.5 inches smaller than my true measurement because this fabric is so stretchy. When I tried it on, it almost fell, so I knew I had to adjust it. So basically, I just went back and I just serged off a couple edges since when you use the serger it just like cuts off the fabric too. So that's what I did. I just took a couple from the sides and from the center, just make it a little more fitted. So that's basically what I've done up until now. In this video I'm adding the waistband elastic, and what I've done before this video was I used an iron to fold 1 inch seam allowance for the waist and the shorts for the hem. So this process is a lot easier and the finished look is a lot cleaner. I'm just adding my elastic in between that fold I made, and I'm just using the zigzag stitch right next to the elastic. It's very important that you don't accidentally stitch on top of the elastic because if you do, the elastic won't stretch like you want it to. It's also very important that you use the zigzag stitch instead of the straight stitch because if you end up using the straight stitch for stretchy fabrics, it will just pop when you wear it. So it's important to use the zigzag stitch when using stretchy fabric to make those fitted pieces of clothing. So the next step I'm doing here is I'm sewing the hem for the bottom of the shorts, and it's almost identical to the process of sewing the elastic in. The only difference is there's no elastic. What I'm doing here is I'm folding the 1 inch, or it seems like I did half an inch actually, of the seam allowance into the shorts, and then I'm using the same zigzag stitch to just lock it into place. And then you would do the same process for the other leg, so I'm not going to show that since it's exactly the same. And the final step for these shorts that I decided to add last minute is this elastic piece on the side of the shorts to get a little more of a ruffled effect. So basically what I did was I got a little piece of elastic and I sewed it right on the side of the shorts. And what I would do is I would stretch it out as much as I could so I could get that bunched up effect. Okay, so here's the final product. I think the shorts turned out okay. I think that they could definitely be better. They don't fit. I feel like in some areas they fit well, and then in others they are kind of a little baggy. That's mainly in the back. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like, I don't know. It's a little, I don't know how I feel about it. But I think the front turned out okay. Um, yeah, I really liked adding this side part where, I added an elastic and it kind of like brought up the fabric and scrunched it up because I didn't want it to be exactly fitted, you know? I don't want it too baggy, but not too fitted. So having that kind of gave it a couple folds instead of being just like flat, which I like. Um, yeah, I made it low rise, I made it low rise in the front and a little higher in the back just so that there's more coverage. Same with the bottom. I did the inner thigh a little longer here and then I made it higher up here just so that I get the short look with still having enough coverage that makes me feel comfortable. And I think that the color and then the proportions of it work well with my AP portfolio theme outfit, which is for, I don't know if I said it already in the video, if I edited it later, but this is for Wings Club, so low rise is very popular. The shorts, I think it's very in theme with the transformations, you know. So yeah, I think it turned out really good, but I don't know if you saw this already. There's this weird stain right here that happened today when I was sewing, like hemming the ends. I think it happened when I was ironing. I hope it's just water. I hope it was from ironing because if it's water, it would dry off. But it's been like 3 hours and it hasn't dried off, which is really annoying. So I'm hoping it's not oil because if it's oil, it'll stay there, which is great. So yeah, um, please lie to me in the comments and say that you don't notice it at all. Please make me feel better about myself because I'm not redoing this. And it wasn't there yesterday, so I know it's something from today. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how you think it turned out. Give me any advice and give me any suggestions for what I should make next outside of my AP portfolio. I do want to make more outside of my portfolio pieces. Besides doing that, I do want to make other stuff. If there's any tops you want me to create or knit, crochet, anything, put it down in the comment section. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are, and ciao!